Live struggle legacy. It's a whole movement.
Hey everybody, it's your boy MP, Live Struggle Legacy, and welcome to the Live Struggle Legacy Podcast, Season 2. Now real quick, if you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button, get active in the comment section, start a conversation. If you're listening on a streaming platform, please make sure you hit that follow button. Hit that notification button, and if you're looking to promote your business, holler at me because we're looking for sponsors. Okay, so today I have a very special guest.
Yes.
Filmmaker, videographer, creative, Amber Dees of A1Lenz Productions.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for coming. I've been super excited to have you on the show to tell your story.
Yes.
So, with no further ado, you know, Live Struggle Legacy, we share stories that inspire. So tell us about Amber Dees. Tell us your live struggle.
So I have been a videographer and content creator for about 8 years now. I started my business in about 2015. I've been doing this for a while, just working with art. I started out working with artists and rappers, doing like music videos and stuff. And then once I kind of evolved from that, I kind of moved into like working with entrepreneurs and creating content for businesses and throwing showcases and things like that. So, you know, kind of doing a bunch of stuff.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
So tell us about like the early years of A1Lenz, or even before A1Lenz. Like, how did you get started in?
So I first got started, I'll start from when I was doing like live shows and stuff. Do you remember Adagios?
That sounds super familiar.
It's an old club back in St. Pete.
Okay.
You remember that? We would go there all the time, and I would meet artists and do like videos for them and create content for them at that time. And that's kind of how I got my name out there.
Okay.
As far as doing music videos. And
so when was that?
I'd say maybe like 2014,
Okay.
2015, maybe 2013-ish, around that time. That's, you know, Polo.
See, I wasn't around for a long time. I was away for a while from 2008 to 2015. So, like if it happened between those dates.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, like I missed a lot.
So back around that time in St. Pete, the music scene was like really popping.
Yeah.
It was like really
See, I wasn't
big.
there when it was really popping.
Yeah, it was really big at that time. So people were always throwing like showcases. And every week there was like club shows. And, you know, me and my friends, we would go down to the club, and I had my camera and I would just film people, you know, for free or whatever.
So just for fun? And
just for fun.
Yeah.
And then once I kind of figured like, hey, I can kind of make money doing this, and people started asking me, hey, can you shoot me a music video? I just kind of taught myself how to do it, and it just kind of went from there.
That's what's up.
You know, it was a fun time.
So did you have like any inspiration? Like were there any particular videographers or artists out there that kind of inspired you to go down that path?
So yeah, there was a lot of videographers around at that time who I kind of learned from, but I mostly would say I taught myself just by watching like YouTube videos, through trial and error.
YouTube University.
Yeah, YouTube University. You can't go wrong with YouTube. But yeah, just watching YouTube videos and just trial and error and going out there and doing the work and just learning it for myself. So that's pretty much how I taught myself how to do it.
So you don't really have like a mentor or anybody that you were kind of...
I have a bunch of mentors now.
Yeah.
But when I first started, I would say I didn't have people who kind of mentored me. But as I developed myself and learned more, then people started coming along like, hey, you're kind of good. Let me help you out.
That's what's up.
So I started working with different people. There's a couple different people. Pierce Brunson, he's one. He does a lot of graduation stuff. I work with him. Terrell Henderson, he does a lot of photography stuff. I work with him. Shawty T is definitely someone who I would consider a mentor. There's a lot of different people that I've learned from and worked with, and you know, I would say have contributed to my creative side and things that I've learned, and you know, just teaching me things about the craft. And yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So how did A1Lenz come to be?
So the name is actually kind of a funny story. So I started it, like I said, back in like 2014, 2015. There was an artist who I did my first music video for. I know people are probably going to go look up that video too. It's not that great. There's an artist that I did a music video for. It's my very first music video. And me and him were talking. He actually passed away a couple of years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he actually passed away a couple of years ago. But me and him were talking. He let me shoot his first video. He didn't know if I was going to be good or not, but I was like, just let me do it. And I was trying to come up with names, and I was actually going to use like my middle name, which is Ray Lynn. My middle name is Ray Lynn. So the name of my business was supposed to be Ray Lenz. I wasn't really feeling that. He was like, no, why don't you, everything you do is like A1. Why don't you call it like A1Lenz? And I was like, I kind of like that. Let's go with that. That kind of makes sense. So ever since then, I just kind of stuck with that A1Lenz Productions. I didn't even come up with it. Somebody else did. Yeah. But his video actually has like, I think over like 10,000 something views on there. So like I said, unfortunately he passed away, but shout out to him. He definitely helped me at that time when I first started.
So are you going to tell us what it is?
The video? Yeah. It's a music video.
Oh, I mean, do you not want us to see it?
Oh Lord, y'all can go back and watch it.
Tell us about it.
It was a hood video. It was cool. I mean, it was real low budget. You know, it wasn't that great. When I go back and look at it, I'm like, man, I grew a lot from that. But yeah, we were just going around like in his neighborhood or whatever. We filmed him like coming out the house, and he's like rapping. He had a shirt off and stuff, and the song was pretty okay at the time, but he was performing a lot at the different clubs that we were going to and stuff. But yeah, he let me film his first music video. I don't think I charged him, or I charged him very little, but the fact that he believed in me at that time, it was like, oh, this is cool. You know,
that is cool.
Yeah, that's the first video I ever did.
So what's the name of it?
His name was Young Skilled. I can't remember the name of the song, but if you just look up Young Skilled, you can find it on my YouTube channel. Okay,
Skilled.
Yeah, but there's an apostrophe instead of an E.
Okay.
Right
okay. So, Skill apostrophe D.
Yeah.
Young Skilled. Okay.
Yeah.
Y-O-U-N-G or Y-U-N-G?
Yeah, Y-U-N-G.
Okay, Y-U-N-G.
Yeah.
Okay, Y-U-N-G. Skill apostrophe D.
Yeah.
Okay. Check it out, y'all.
Yeah, go check it out. Yeah, shout out to him. But yeah, that was the first video I ever did. So it's a little, I don't want to say it's embarrassing. You got to start somewhere. But that was how I really got my foot in the door. And then once other people seen, oh, she's doing music videos and stuff, other people started reaching out to me. And then, you know, I just kind of had like a little community of people that wanted me to shoot their videos. So I wasn't charging a lot at that time. I was charging like $60 or $80 for it.
But
I was doing it free, but I was getting my name out there.
You're getting experience too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and a lot of people ask me all the time, so how did you get your name out there? And I just did a lot of free work for people. I didn't charge a lot at that time. Everything was free.
Yeah.
How else are people gonna see what you can do? And I didn't know what I was doing anyway, so it was like, you know, just put myself out there. But as time went on, I got better and people started investing money into me, and I started buying more equipment and buying things, and I learned a little bit more, watching more YouTube videos, trial and error and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
So you started with the music videos, but then you got into like independent film too, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that.
So I did 2 short independent films. So the Crunkomentary is one of them. I don't know if you know who Crunk Coco is.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah. He's a good friend of mine. We did a documentary on how he got started in his career. So that was really fun. We shot that over like a month. I don't know if you guys seen it. I think that has over like 20,000 views or something like that.
And what's the name of it?
The Crunkomentary.
The Crunkomentary, y'all. Make sure you check it out.
Yeah.
And this is on your YouTube channel?
It's on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
So Crunk Coco, y'all go look up Crunk Coco's YouTube channel.
Shout out Crunk Coco.
Yeah. And it's like an hour long. And we interviewed like his mom, his grandma, the rest of his family and stuff like that. And, you know, just told the story of how he got started because, you know, he's a really big internet sensation.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. Yeah.
So he's really dope. So yeah. And me and him kind of grew up together. We went to school together. So he was like, well, you already know things about my life. So just let's shoot A documentary.
So you're from St. Pete, right?
I'm from St. Pete.
Right, so born and raised. That's what's up. Okay,
Yeah.
St. Pete. Shout out St. Pete. Right. And so, where did y'all go to school?
We went to Bogey.
Okay, Bogey. Okay.
Bogey, yeah.
That's
Shout out to
what's up.
Bogey.
Shout out to Bogey. Yes, absolutely.
What about you? Where did you go?
I went to Lakewood.
Lakewood?
Yep.
Oh, man.
That's how I know Shawty T from like the early days.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but you know, I wasn't on the politics. Like a bunch of my friends went to Bogey,
Right.
and you know, a bunch of my friends went to Lakewood. A bunch of my friends went to Gibbs.
Right.
I mean, of course, most of my friends went to Lakewood. I grew up, you know, neighborhood,
Over there.
Cookie and Key, 54th, Lakewood Estates, Lake
Everybody
Vista.
talk
You
about
know
the
that.
50s.
Yeah, that's that was all
Right.
my hood growing up.
Right.
Mainly.
Right.
But, we got across Trade 4 and all around the different necks of the woods.
Right,
so,
right.
Especially when you're like, when you're trying to make something happen, you can't be with all the silly politics and whatnot.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
I need the support of the people across 34th. I need the
Absolutely.
support. So it's like.
It's like, how can you grow if you don't network with people no matter where they're from?
Yeah.
Whether they're from the north side of town, the south side of town, you got to network with people.
And my birthday twin, like my brother from another, who I've done a lot of work with, he went to Bogey. Chris Cage. I'm sure you know Chris Cage.
Yeah, I did a video for him.
Yeah, okay, that's what's up. That's what's
That
up.
was so funny. I work with a lot of people. Yeah, I did a video for him. I think I did 2 music videos for him, actually. He's really good.
Yeah, he really is. And he don't put any of these videos out. We need to get, man, Chris, man, you need to put these videos out, bro. You got all this content.
Right.
He's got so much content and he's sleeping on it. Like, man, stop being stingy with the content, bro.
Yeah, I think we did a music video. I believe, now I can't remember. I believe he was playing the guitar.
Okay.
I think he was, or maybe somebody else in the video was playing the guitar or something. But I remember we were like out on the beach, and his video was dope. It was like a video tribute about his mom or something.
Oh, you
like
did that? Okay,
yeah,
I'm familiar. Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was back in, I want to say like 2019,
yeah,
2020, something like that. Yeah, that was a while ago, but he's dope.
Yeah, that's my bro. That's my bro.
Nice.
So I only have one like official video, and it's with him.
What?
Yeah, really? It's called No Time. Shout out Shooter Chief. Shooter Chief shot the video, and it's like a mini movie. You know what I mean? It's like a long, it's like a 7-minute video, but
it's like a movie,
like a short film telling the story. Building the song, and the song tells the story. But I'm really proud of that. I'm like, shout out Chris Cage, shout out Shooter Chief for making it happen.
Absolutely.
And I do have one other video, and it's kind of like what you were saying about like your first one. Like, I'm not really trying to put. Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is it's got like almost 1 million views because I got on there with an artist that's up and coming, like doing his thing. I mean, he's the homie. Shout out White Gold. I got the name of the song is When It Rains It Pours. Y'all can go look at it, laugh at me if you want to. It's just like. The song is a great song. I really like the song. The video just didn't make sense. We were at Fort DeSoto filming. We almost caught a Fed case because we didn't realize you're not allowed to film at a national park. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the sheriff landed and told us they get out. Yeah, a helicopter and all. Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh wow.
We even got it in the video.
I can only imagine the looks on y'all faces.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like,
it was crazy. And I had just got out of my little situation. So
so you was working.
Yeah, so like, but the whole thing is the song is called like When It Rains It Pours, and it's kind of like this kind of dark, kind of depressing song talking about going through all this adversity. But then in the video, we're at this beautiful park, and the weather's beautiful, and there's like no rain and sun. So the aesthetic, it didn't really, you know what I mean? Like,
like, let's don't go together. I've done a bunch of videos like that where the song is kind of, it doesn't make sense with the video, but sometimes you just gotta go with what you're feeling. And usually those are the best kinds of videos. Like you said, it got like 1 million views or whatever.
Well, he just had traction. You know what I mean?
You never
just had traction, which was great for me because I had no traction, and I got to get on a song with somebody that's up and coming, and it got me a little bit of
notoriety and stuff.
A little bit, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's how I wanted to be presented as an artist, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's content.
Right. And you can say, hey, we got 1 million views.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's quite at 1 million, but it's definitely over 100,000. I want to say the last time I checked, it was like
100-something thousand.
More than it was doing. I was like,
that's big.
I think it was over 700.
Y'all should be getting a plaque or something soon.
Well, he's got a lot of stuff out. Like he's doing his thing. Like he's I'm not sure whether he signed or what. I haven't really been in contact with him, but I had another homie that kind of set it all up, and you know, I mean, it is what it is. It was one little thing. We were supposed to do a whole project together. But
you gotta do another one so you get another 1 million views.
Yeah. Well, you know that's what the hope was with the official video that I did with Chris. But it's like, you know, it's like when you're a dad, when you're doing all these things, it's like you don't have this budget to be putting stuff. So it's like we just do what we can when we can.
Well, some people are even shooting music videos on their phone and stuff now.
Yeah, so that's where
I even do that too.
That's what's up.
So, you know, people shooting videos on their phone, and it's just about putting content out there. So
you did the Crunkomentary, right? Yes. And then you another short film?
I did. It was called Musical Chairs.
Okay.
Shout out to Will Breeze. He's the writer of that movie. We filmed that over, I want to say 2 years.
Okay.
Or maybe it was a year we filmed that. It is in Greenlight Cinema, so you guys can go follow that link.
Okay,
go check it out. It's like a horror comedy film. That was the first full film that I did.
That's what's up.
And we're actually working on another movie. Shout out to them. It's called Running for Mayor, written by the same person.
Okay, that's
so I'm helping them film that as well.
Yeah, so be on the lookout. What's the name of it?
Running for Mayor.
Okay, when can we expect that?
Later this year.
Okay, and this is all St. Pete.
St. Pete.
I love it. I love there's so much
talent.
Yeah, right now, like St. Pete is what's happening.
I love it. The creative
Tampa
space.
too, like all the Tampa Bay right now.
Yeah, the creative space in Tampa and St. Pete is like steady growing.
Yeah.
There's so many artists and rappers and people who are making content and influencers and all kinds of stuff. And I love how St. Pete is kind of making like a space for people like us.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know. I had another guest on here, Jada. I don't know if you know Bottomville, Jada.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, and I really love what they're doing.
I think one of them reached out to me a couple weeks ago to do like a movie or something. They're working on like a movie or something.
He's got a lot going on, and I really support and respect what they have going on in that space. DJ Donnie Love, it's like
she's really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's all vibe. Like the vibe with them is just
dope.
Amazing. Yeah, the energy's great.
Yeah,
you know, just real good people, real good energy, real creative. And they do an event July 27th. And they call it Bird Day.
I went last year.
Yeah, I haven't even been able to go.
It's dope. It was nice.
I got to make sure I go to this year.
Yeah, you got to. It was nice. I think they had it at it was like an outdoor patio.
Yeah, right by Gibbs.
Yeah.
And they all went to Gibbs, so that's kind of cool because it's like they got to do it in their backyard.
Yeah, it was dope. I'm looking forward to it this year too. It was a lot of good vibes, and I feel like that event is getting bigger and bigger every year as well. So definitely gotta go check it out.
So shout out to the Bottomville and Jada, DJ Donnie Love, and the whole creative team over there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they hit me up and asked me if I can help them with some of the movies that they're working on. So hopefully I'll be linking up with them soon.
Yeah, that'll be a power play. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm like, man, there's a lot of people out here just creating and doing things, and I think that's really dope.
Yeah, and you know, I've always believed in like their strength in numbers. You know, like when I was growing up in St. Pete, you know, I'm a little bit older than, you know what I mean? And when I was growing up, it's like kind of like crabs in a bucket. Like everybody just trying to pull each other down, and then rather than like congratulate, it was a lot of player hating and shit. You know, and it's like
absolutely.
I love now like this younger generation. They're about unity. I mean, sure, there's still people.
There's still crabs and buckets out there. There's still people gatekeeping and stuff.
Yeah, there's
people
a lot
that
of
don't want to help.
But you got these young people that like they don't even see
that. With each other.
Exactly. And then breaking down the barriers. You know, it doesn't even matter like Clearwater, Tampa, St. Pete, Bradenton. Like we're all.
It's all the same place.
Tampa Bay, exactly.
Yeah, I love that. I do. When I first started, I noticed there was a lot of gatekeeping where people don't want to give you advice or help you with things, or, you know, they want you to kind of figure it out. But like you said, now people are kind of banding together and wanting to create content together. And I think that's amazing because, you know, my audience, can see your audience. We can all like be on the same type of time or whatever.
See, that's what I always been on. And that's like kind of the premise of this whole podcast. So I don't know how far into the history of this podcast you got, but it's all started with my homeboy Tim, who unfortunately lost his life in prison. Right. And so he used to throw these events in prison on the rec yard where I knew him. He was from Clearwater. And so we were out there in Yazoo City, Mississippi. We were in Carolina. We were in a lot of different places together. But Yazoo City, Mississippi is where he used to throw these shows. And like, you know, we're locked up. We get the band room and we get to rehearse in the band room once a week. And then every holiday we get to throw a show. And every holiday he would make a handwritten flyer and it would say Live Struggle. And that was the name of our set. You know what I mean? Like there'd be other people doing whatever, but our little camp was Live Struggle. And then, but the thing about him is like, yeah, we were from Florida, but it didn't matter if you were from Nevada, Cali, Milwaukee, New York, Virginia. And I'm saying this because we had somebody from everywhere. It didn't matter if you were Vice Lord or GD, Blood or Crip. It didn't matter. Like you come in there and like we forget about all the politics and all that, and we make things happen. You know.
Absolutely, and that's what people should do now. And I mean, with social media, I think that's the way for people to get popping.
Well, exactly, and that was my philosophy way back when. That's why Tim and I really linked, because I had this brand up called Potent Entertainment, and like everybody, when I was doing shows, like I did a show with Blood Raw, I did a show with Briscoe, Frank Lenny, and so like my whole premise was like, I'm not going to charge you to perform, just your music needs to be popping, and you need to help me promote and sell tickets. And then it's like, okay, your crowd becomes my crowd, my crowd becomes your crowd, just like what you were saying. And so my big homie Tim, God bless the dead, he had a similar vision. So it's like, you know, he didn't make it home. You know what I mean? So it's like now I'm carrying the torch, so to speak. It's like the vision that I had blended with the vision of his to create this space to bring like-minded people on.
Together,
exactly.
I think that's so dope.
And no matter if you do music, if you paint, if you're into videography, you know what I mean, comedy, whatever the case may be, or if you just have a story. I'm sorry?
I said anybody can come on.
Anybody. If you got a story that you want to tell and it's, you know, it's positive and interesting, and then I mean, even if it's a negative, dark story, as long as we're flipping it for inspiration, because the goal is like, you know, we all go through things.
Absolutely.
We all go through things. So I want to bring people on that have been through things, but they held on to the dream. You know what I mean? And then to show other people out here going through things like, well, you can really make this happen. You just got to stick with it. Stay committed, right?
And that's what I always say. You got to stick to what you're doing. Don't let people tell you that you can't do something. Just keep going, keep grinding, stay consistent. And once you stay consistent, like you'll see the results after a while. A lot of people think you have like an overnight success with certain things, and it doesn't work like that. Like you have to really stay consistent and stay true to the grind.
And I'm sure that there were times in your journey where people might have been clowning you or knocking you or like maybe you just knocking yourself like, oh, this is so hard. I'm like, I don't get but you stuck with it. You kept learning. You got better. It got a little bit easier, but then, you know, if you're constantly building and you're constantly expounding, you're going to reach those little, you know, growth spurts where you get real uncomfortable. You feel like it could all end, but you keep pushing and get even better, right?
Yeah, when I first started, it was kind of like that. You know, I didn't have like the best equipment, but I saw other people had like, you know, $2,000 cameras and $5,000 cameras. And I just had my little $500 camera, and I was like, it does what it's supposed to do, but the energy that I was bringing to my clients at the time or my customers at the time did more than enough to get me in the door with other people. So other people wanted to spend money with me. And then, like I said, once I started investing in myself and buying more equipment, that's when more people wanted to work with me. But when I first started, I didn't have the greatest of stuff. I didn't have people like cheering me on and telling me, oh, you're going to do great things later. In fact, people were like, oh, that looks kind of bad. That's kind of trash. It doesn't look that good. And I was just like kind of discouraged. And you know, you kind of have imposter syndrome when you first start doing something and you're like, should I be doing this? Do I want to post this? Does this look good enough? Is this cool enough? What are other people going to say? And I kind of had to get over that. Like, what are other people going to think? It's not about what other people think. It's about what you think.
That's right.
And art
That's
is
right.
subjective.
That's right.
I had to learn that early.
And then you don't know what you got sometimes until you share it, and then you see what you were self-conscious about. So
right. And other people are like, wow.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
So tell us more. So, okay, we talked about the short films right now. And I know, like, that's the thing about when you're in the creative space and you're trying to, like, literally earn a living.
Right.
You got to get creative because you're going to do so many rap videos.
Absolutely.
These movie projects, they take a long time.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to tell. I want you to. But I noticed you got into some more creative business opportunities.
Yes.
Where you could still get behind the lens. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So actually, I recently started working for a church creating content for them. So I work for them every Sunday. I'm there every month. And I've been there for about a year now, and just creating content for them has kind of, helped me to stay creative, learn how to do more things. I've been networking with more people. I've worked with people like Coca-Cola through working with the church and, networking with other people that have kind of just opened the door to opportunities that I wouldn't have otherwise had, so doing content for different businesses has definitely opened a lot of doors for me, I'd say.
So you're basically like promoting the commercials almost, right?
Yeah, commercials. Okay. I do a lot of things for entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I travel internationally.
That's what's up.
I went to Antigua a couple months ago. Well, around this time last year to film some stuff for a travel company. So I've been doing a lot of cool stuff to keep my creative juices flowing.
I love it. Congratulations. That's beautiful.
You.
Okay.
Thank you.
So anything like that you're really, really have been excited about that you want to talk about and share with us?
Life.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love it. Right? Because it's happening in real time,
it's all happening right now.
Yeah.
So I think social media kind of shows parts of where I'm at now. And it's kind of cool to see because people are like, oh my goodness, you're doing so many cool things. And I'm like, really? I feel like I've been doing this for so long. I feel like I'm kind of at the same. But then when other people on the outside looking in, when other people are looking at it, they're like, oh my goodness, you're doing this and you're going here and you're traveling there. And I'm like, it all just feels kind of normal to me right now. But, I'm excited about working with more creatives, having more creative opportunities, and just getting myself out there more, traveling more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So what do you have out there now that you currently want to share with the world that you want people to check out?
You guys can go and check out my website, www.A1Lenz, that's Lenz Productions.com. All of my work is on there, as well as YouTube and my Instagram, A1Lenz Productions. Y'all go check that stuff out.
Okay, so A1Lenz, and that's A1, the number 1,
yes,
Lenz,
yes,
Productions.
Yes,
okay,
yes, go follow.
Excellent.
Yes.
So so tell us about the coming attractions, some stuff that we need to be on the lookout for.
The Running for Mayor movie that's coming out later this year. So like I said, I'm working with them, helping them film some content for that. So definitely be on the lookout for that.
Now, are you like actively taking commissions? So if anybody out there wants to reach out?
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm creating content for entrepreneurs and businesses. So if anybody's looking to have, consistent content for their business, which is a really good thing to have because creating content on things like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook is a way to help grow your business. So that's kind of what I do. I help businesses grow their brand through content, video content.
Yes.
So yeah, if anybody needs video work, contact me.
And that can be. Are you still doing music videos, or are you kind of segueing out?
I'll do some music videos, but that's not my main focus anymore. My main focus is creating content for business.
For entrepreneurs.
I love that.
Okay, yeah. And maybe some short films along the way?
Some more short films. Some
passion projects? Or,
yes.
I love that.
So a passion project that I would love to work on in the near future is creating a documentary about Black women entrepreneurs in St. Pete. So I think that would be dope.
Absolutely. So y'all heard it.
Yeah.
So when it gets ready to come out. Now your YouTube channel is A1Lenz Productions?
Yes,
okay.
A1Lenz Productions.
So YouTube A1Lenz Productions, Instagram A1Lenz Productions, TikTok?
Yes.
TikTok A1Lenz Productions, okay.
It's all
and then the website www.A1LenzProductions.com.
Yep.
Excellent. And so if somebody wants to commission, what's the best route?
The website.
Okay, the website. That's what's up.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, so, you know, if you got something else that you want to share or, you know, something that you want to put out there, we're on all streaming platforms. So you got the cameras, you got the mics, you got the audience. And one thing about our audience, like, they are tuned in.
Yeah.
So, you know,
that's really exciting.
Anything if you got a call to action, if you got something, I know you.
Nope, just go follow me on Instagram, you guys. If you want to reach out to me for some content, let me know.
Excellent, excellent. So Amber D's, A1Lenz Productions, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Welcome.
It's been an honor to have you.
It was so nice.
And congratulations on all your success. And I wish you so much more.
Thank you so much.
I'm super excited to see what you have going on in the future. So
thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You've been awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amber Diaz, y'all, or Amber D's, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. A1Lenz, it's Live Struggle Legacy. I appreciate y'all checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button. Get active in the comment section. Start a conversation. If you're listening to us on a streaming platform, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit that notification button. And if you're looking to promote your business, holler at me because we're looking for sponsors.
Absolutely.
It's Live Struggle Legacy. We building pyramids.
Live struggle legacy. It's a whole movement.